All right, if you see the mail, you know what time it is. It is time for what I'm buying. We're going to talk about some Modern Horizons 2 cards. There's also some other cards in here that I am in a constant state of buying. Whenever I see them, I pick them up if they're at a certain price. We're going to get into some MTG Finance, and the video starts right now.
Special thanks to our Patreon supporters who power our channel. Check out our Patreon for monthly giveaways, exclusive content, and even a starring role in our fan fight series. Link in the description below.
Hello and welcome to the day. Thank you for spending your time with us. I'm Jake. Welcome back to another episode of Jake and Joel Are Magic. Today we've got some mail. Some of this is Modern Horizons 2 stuff. There's some other stuff in here, just stuff that I've been picking up over the last month or so. And it's time to look at the cards, put them into binders. We're going to talk a little bit about Modern Horizons 2 as well. I'm going to talk about where this product is, the collector booster. We're going to discuss that while we open some of these cards. And I'm going to give you kind of my opinion on the product and where I think it's going in the future and currently doing in regard to the product right now. If you like these videos, click like and subscribe. Best way to support the channel with just the click of a button. So yeah, I guess let's go ahead and get into the mail. There's no real reason to hold off on it. So we'll just go in, get this going. Oh no, this is just random stuff. Hold on here. All right, so this person sent me some random cards, but mainly these triomes. Actually, let's adjust the video here. All right, so all of these triomes, Savai, $7.99. This is a foil. These are just fantastic cards. They have the basic land type, so you can tutor them up using fetch lands or any other type effect like that. But they also have cycling built into them. They're really good fixing. As far as like EDH and constructed formats go, I see these as just being a home run in the long term. They definitely will get reprinted, but I would be willing to bet that we're going to see the other shards printed before we see these shards reprinted again. So very interesting cycle. I love these cards, and one of my favorite things that came out of Ikoria. I do promise there is some Modern Horizons 2 stuff in here. We just have to get to it. So Modern Horizons 2, I'm going to tell you right now, the collector booster is currently on Amazon at $348.32. I'll go ahead and pull up some screenshots. Another triome here. This was Zagoth, $7. This one is non-foil. But yeah, just again, picking these up anytime I see them at a certain price. Most of the time, if they're like under $10, I go ahead and pick them up. But yeah, with the Modern Horizons 2 collector boosters, you know, I'll go ahead and link the video in the description, but I'm bearish on the product. I still haven't bought a collector booster box of Modern Horizons 2. And the reason is I didn't buy it at $380 to $420, and I left a pretty scathing review of just how overpriced I think the product is right out the gate, even though there are fetch lands in it and really good playable cards. And now we are seeing a lot of those cards start to race to the bottom. And any of these products that is fetch land related ends up being chasing fetch lands, like Fetch Lands of Tarkir, where we got the Onslaught fetches reprinted. Picked up these Fractured Sanity, 6 of these, regular border or regular printing at $20 total for all 6 of these. I think this card has some legs in the long term as far as mill goes. And so I'm picking these up now before the archetype is on the map. I've always been somebody who really likes mill, so I do think that these will be a staple just because it has that cycling built in. So each opponent milling 14, that's essentially the a lava axe in mill. This is a huge hit. I see this card being almost as impactful as Archive Trap in the deck. And then the fact that you can cycle it away and then mill 4 when you cycle it seems really good too as an alternative use for the card. I think it's really nice. So that is a little bit of a Modern Horizons 2 spec. But yeah, you know, I've been watching, I'll go ahead and bring up a couple screenshots as well, but I've been watching, you know, the blue fetches. I've seen Scalding Tarn get low. I mean, it's had a nice rebound, but I've seen Scalding Tarn get lower than 30. I've seen Misty Rainforest get lower than 30. Academy Manufactor. This card, I think, has huge legs in anything that creates clues, foods, or treasures. The fact that it's going to create one of each instead is huge upside. This card's a must answer, and I really do like the 3 toughness on this. I'm going to target more of these. I want to make sure that I get a playset of them, but I probably won't be speccing the card, but I do see it being very good in the future. But yeah, a little bit of a scathing review that I left on the collector boosters, and still I haven't bought one. Even right now, as they are at $348.32 on Amazon, I still haven't sprung for the product. I'm waiting out just a little bit longer. I want to see where it goes. And the reason is because of Amazon, everybody's favorite new local game store. Amazon, you can just look at all the latest and most recent collector products. So these are 4 Timeless Dragon. And the 4 Timeless Dragon I picked up for $6 total for all of these. Again, that plane cycling seems really good. And then the fact that you can eternalize this later seems like really high upside. And so I think that this card might have legs in the long term. So this is more of a spec. But yeah, it's really an interesting product. And again, not much movement on the regular draft boxes of Modern Horizons 2. I haven't seen a lot of price shift or a lot of volatility moving downward on that. I haven't seen it on set boosters as well. That's holding right at around $240 right now. I'm thinking about picking up a set booster. Another Savai here. This one was picked up at also right around $8. Yep, $7.99 for this one. This is, again, the Mardu triome, so one of the lesser desirable triomes, but again, I do see these being very, very strong in the long term until they get reprinted, and even then, the original printings tend to hold value. Fractured Sanity here. Now, these ones are going to be all sketches. So more Fractured Sanity popping up. I don't think they all had to go in one sleeve like this, but that's all right. So 6 of the sketch version of the card, and I picked up all of these for $14.62 total. So very undervalued in my opinion. Again, I think this card has some good playability in the long term. I mean, I'm not a super big fan of the sketch of this card. It's a lot more gestural than a lot of the sketch stuff that I've seen. But that being said, I do think that the card is good. So we'll just put that right under there. My price target for Modern Horizons 2 collectors, if it gets down to about that $330, $340 range, I'm probably going to pick up a box. But I do encourage you to go over to Amazon, and I encourage you to go check out what they're doing over there. As far as all of these collector products, all of the most recent products that came out of MTG that have made it to Amazon, all of those collector products, with the exception of Commander Legends, a lot of them are still in stock. Anyway, Soul Talisman, I totally overpaid for this, but I wanted to have one in the collection. And again, because I was not buying any sealed product of this Soul Talisman I picked up for, oh geez, like $7 oil. So not a terrible pickup, but that card does continue to drop in price, along with a lot of the Modern Horizons 2 singles. D-Spark, I picked this up, I want this for Cube, but this D-Spark I picked up for $5. Those Mystical Archives are pretty cheap right now. Oh yes, I always love the one that is just overkill with all the tape. Oh, there we go. Indatha. So this is one that I picked up for $10, and this is just the base showcase triome from Ikoria. I really do like these. I know that some people don't like them, but this like highly stylized comic book art is really appealing to me. And this one is in the colors of my Commander deck Carador, so this is going to go in there. I just really do love the art on these. And again, anytime I find these like showcase ones like $10 or less, I go ahead and pick them up. Very, very appealing in EDH. Again, just my opinion. Nothing on this channel is financial advice and should never be perceived as such. But, you know, people like to see what other people are doing. Ephemerate, picked up this Ephemerate at $3.75 for the foil. And I picked that up the day that Greed was spoiled. I was just like, you know what? We'll go ahead and get in on Ephemerate. I have a couple more of these coming in the mail as well that aren't going to appear in the video, but yeah, I just wanted to get that early. So the thing about that and these Mystical Archives, now's a good time to get those. This is probably going to be the only thing that pops up in here from Strixhaven. but a copy of Double Major Extended, and that was $8 that I paid for this. Just, I think that there's some long-term shenanigans for this card, and I wanted to make sure that I had one in the EDH collection. What do you, where do you think that Modern Horizons 2 is going? Let me know in the comments. Out of time here, I think that this card is just very, very strong. I really do. It's essentially just a board wipe for cheaper. When it enters the battlefield, untap all creatures, then phase them out until out of play leaves the battlefield. Put a time counter on out of time for each creature phased out this way. So unless they have enchantment destruction, which again is a pretty narrow effect, then this is going to buy you some time. Really nice. Especially if the board is filled with dudes. I mean, it's just going to be a lot of time counters on out of time. Out of time, I picked up this etched version for $3.68. I do think that there's some good longevity here, and I will say this, the etched versions of these cards, there's like no curling on these, so I really do like the etched. Now this Sanctifier en-Vec I picked up for $5, and this is the retro foil. This is not the etched version. Just a really good hate bear, really good card. Pro black, pro red. When it enters the battlefield, exile all cards that are black or red from all graveyards. If a black or red permanent spell or card not on the battlefield would be put into a graveyard, exile it instead. This is a very, very strong 2/2. I just wanted to make sure that I had this pimp version in the collection. Again, very strong, very relevant colors to have protection from as well. I will continue to buy Modern Horizons 2, so this will probably not be the last time that we have a video about this. Archmage's Charm, EDH playability, modern playability, think like Jeskai Control. Any type of control build is going to want to run this card. We're looking at very good versatility here. Picked up this etched version for $13. Thought that was a pretty good dip. I went ahead and jumped on in. And again, just that versatility. Counter target spell. Target player draws 2 cards. Gain control of target non-land permanent with mana value 1 or less. So this is stealing like soul rings, mana crypts, that kind of stuff in EDH. And then also doing pretty much anything you need it to do in Modern as far as countering spells, drawing cards. I mean, drawing at instant speed is pretty sweet. So anyway, Modern Horizons 2, where do you think it's going to go? Again, I'm still bearish on the product. I know I say that a lot. If you're in our Discord, and again, if you want to go get involved on a deeper level, head on over to Patreon. But yeah, I'm still bearish on the product. I think it's going to go lower. Anytime that Wizards of the Coast prints fetch lands, and again, you didn't see me order any of them here. I have sniped a couple of them that are in the mail on the way. But whenever Wizards of the Coast prints fetch lands, just expect that product to be massively, massively printed. That's just my opinion. I don't get to look at their sheets. I don't know how they do business, but my gut told me not to buy this product at $420, the collector, Modern Horizons 2 collector product. And my gut told me not to buy it at $380. And now today I'm looking at it at $348, and still I'm bearish on the product. I do think it's going to go a little bit lower. And really, who knows what's going to happen in the long term with Modern Horizons 2 products, and will the sealed go up? It really does depend on this bubble. Will the bubble ever pop? You know, a lot of the old booster boxes, and I'm talking like, you know, think like vintage kind of stuff, not like super vintage like ABU, but like just, you know, you see like these Morning Tide boxes spiking up. The obviously Weatherlight that Rudy's always going on about. Alliances, you know, Lorwyn, just random old stuff people like to have sealed. But again, if you crack those, it's very, very unlikely that you're going to hit any of that value. I just know that when we live in this age of variance, it's really hard to tell, you know, where these current box prices are going to end up. It's just a lot of cardboard. It's a huge, huge influx of cardboard that each human being that's interested in this game takes in. So if everybody decided to get out all at once, and I'm not trying to spread FUD or anything, I'm just trying to be realistic. It's a reason why I don't spring at $420 booster boxes. Collector box or not, fetch lands or not, good playable cards, reprints of Force of Negation, Urza or not. Yeah, just my 2 cents. I will buy a box just because I am interested in it. I do want to open one for fun. It's just 348.32 is still a little steep for me. And I do think that as Wizards of the Coast continues to dump pallets upon pallets, I can only imagine massive truckloads of pallets, maybe like a train load of this set over to Amazon. Wallet fatigue is the thing. I'm Jake with Jake and Joel Magic. If you enjoyed the video, click like and subscribe. Best way to support the channel with just the click of a button. Just an opinion, nothing here is financial advice, you know, all that stuff, blah, 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 blah. See you later.